Hello, this is the first video in the PRoTECT software tool installation and tutorials and instructions. So I'm going to show you in this video how to install the tool. The first thing we want to do is we want to copy this link, which will be very useful for us. This is the repository link that we will be needing, and I'm going to go through the installation instructions that you can find in the repository and show you each of the steps. So the first thing you want to do is you want to open up a terminal, and in this terminal we're first going to just see if Python 3 is already installed, and as you can see here it is, so I can just exit, but if it wasn't you would have to install that. The next thing that we want to install is that we want to install Git. This is what we use to get our repository and to use it within, in order to use the tool within our Linux PC. And this is where that link that we copied is going to be very useful. The next thing we're also going to install is we're going to install pip. This is a Python collection of libraries which we will use. We've provided a requirements text file which will automatically help us install all the packages that we need, but in order to use that we have to first install pip. Okay, now pip has been installed on the PC, so the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to clone this repository. So Python 3 and pip have both been installed on this Linux virtual machine I've set up. It was completely blank before this tutorial, so now we can clone it. So we can use that link that we copied, we do git clone, paste the link, and then just click enter, and that will help us clone into the tool PRoTECT. And it'll just take a moment. Okay, so I've just cleared the directory and I'm listing what's there. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go into the folder called PRoTECT, which we can do using the cd command. After that we want to run this command pip install -r requirements.txt, and this will now install all of our dependencies. So this might take a few moments, and so I'll just skip ahead to when they're all installed. And there we go. That has all installed, and I'm just going to clear it again. So now what we should be able to do is from that repository directory, you can do Python 3 main.py, and that will open up our GUI. And you can see we have two different solvers. So I'm going to import an example from the GUI config files. So here I'm just going to select the 2D DC motor, and then I'm going to choose the solver CVX opt. And then I can click find barrier, and you can see that a barrier has appeared. So the GUI is now installed. What we will still need to do is we will still need to install the solver MOSEC though, because MOSEC requires a license. So if I just run the example and show you with MOSEC, you'll see that it throws an error. And this is because basically the license isn't there for the solver. So that's not something to be worried about if you haven't got the MOSEC license yet. So going back to the repository then, you can see here where we can get this MOSEC license, and it's free for academics. So if we click on that link, then you can get this personal academic license here by clicking proceed. And I've already got this, I've downloaded it already in preparation for this video. So my one is in files and downloads, and then what you need to do is if we cut this file or copy this file, then go into your home directory and you want to create a new folder, and that folder we're going to call MOSEC with a lowercase m, and then inside of that file MOSEC we want to put the MOSEC license, and this means that MOSEC will then check for this license, and the tool should now work. So I'm going to go back into the PRoTECT directory here, and I'm going to do Python 3 main.py again, and I'm going to load in the same example that I used the last time, the DC motor. This time we're going to use the MOSEC solver, and when I click find barrier, you can see that the result appears here, and there's no errors that are thrown. So that means the MOSEC license has now been installed successfully, and it's all working. The other part of the installation that I want to show you is how to run these example files, which are Python scripts. So in order to do that, we need to navigate to one of the example file folders. So for example, ex benchmark stochastic, which contains all the stochastic benchmarks. There's the benchmarks deterministic, which contain the deterministic ones as well. And the command that we will be wanting to run here is Python 3 and then the name of the file. But as you can see here, it throws an error. And the reason for this is because we need to link this file with the package of the tool that we have. And so here in the installation instructions, you can see that I've put some commands which help with doing that. So if you copy this command here, there's a nice temporary solution for if you're just running it once every while. So you can do export Python path equals, and then you want to put the location of the PRoTECT folder, colon $ Python path. And this adds the directory of the PRoTECT folder into your Python path. Now, when we run this example, you can see that it works. And so here we have the barrier, we have gamma, we have lambda, we have our C value, and we have the confidence for the stochastic case. And you can also see the time it took to solve this example. Now I'm going to close this terminal and I'm going to show you why this was only a temporary solution. So if we navigate ourselves back to the same folder that we're in before, so PRoTECT, example benchmark stochastic, you can see now when I try and run the same command that I was running before, it doesn't work again. And this is because that export command is only temporary for that very specific terminal that's being run. So if we want to do a more long-term solution, what we can do is we can go to our home directory, we can show the hidden files, and we want to open this .profile file. And then at the end of this file, we want to add in the commands export Python path equals $ Python path colon and then the location of our PRoTECT directory, which in my case is in home user PRoTECT. Now, in order for this change to take effect, what we'll need to do is we will need to restart our computer. And in my case, this won't take very long, and it's now rebooting. Here we go. Cool, and I'm back in. So I'm going to go to the terminal again. I'm going to navigate to the folder of the examples with the benchmark stochastic that I was showing you before. And now if you look here, when I run the command for that same example that I've been running each of these times, when I click enter now, I get the solution. And so everything is installed and everything is working correctly.